The boxing world is buzzing with anticipation for the colossal showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, set for September 13, 2025, in Las Vegas. This clash, already dubbed the fight of the century, pits two of the sport's most accomplished pound-for-pound fighters against each other in a cross-divisional battle with monumental stakes. Alvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion, will defend his crown against Crawford, the unbeaten four-weight title holder, who is leaping two weight classes to challenge the Mexican superstar. The fight, streaming globally on Netflix, promises to deliver a spectacle that could redefine both fighters' legacies. The announcement of the fight sent shockwaves through the boxing community, amplified by a fiery exchange between the two during a Piers Morgan interview scheduled to coincide with the official confirmation. The interview began cordially, with both fighters acknowledging the magnitude of the matchup. Crawford, with an unblemished 41-0 record and 31 knockouts, expressed confidence in his ability to dominate, stating he's never considered losing because defeat isn't a possibility. "I'm winning, and that's all I'm preparing for," he declared, exuding the unshakable belief that has carried him to undisputed championships at 140 and 147 pounds. Canelo, with a February 2 62 record and 39 knockouts, took offense to Crawford's tone, interpreting it as disrespect. "Don't underestimate me," he snapped. "I can do what no one has done to you before. I'm made differently." The tension escalated as the two traded barbs, violating their earlier vows to avoid trash talk. As the interview progressed, Canelo sought to downplay Crawford's threat, asserting that he's faced every type of fighter, bigger, smaller, faster, stronger, and that Crawford brings nothing new to the table. "He's a great fighter, but he's not Canelo," Alvarez later posted on social media, reinforcing his belief in his superiority. Crawford, undeterred, countered that his speed, reach, and boxing skills would neutralize Canelo's size and power advantages. "I've been fighting bigger guys my whole life, and I always come out on top," he said, dismissing comparisons to Canelo's past opponents. The interview concluded with whispered insults and a near-physical altercation, as Canelo had to be restrained by security, setting the stage for a heated rivalry. The fight's significance extends beyond personal animosity. For Canelo, a victory would solidify his status as the face of boxing, a title many already bestow upon him. His resume boasts titles from 154 to 175 pounds, and he's 10-0 at super middleweight, a division where he's been nearly untouchable. A win over Crawford would add another marquee name to his ledger, further cementing his legacy as one of the all-time greats. For Crawford, the stakes are even higher. A triumph would make him the first male boxer to claim undisputed championships in three weight classes in the four-belt era, a historic feat. Moving up from 154 to 168 pounds without a tune-up fight underscores his audacity, and a victory could establish him as the most versatile boxer in recent history. The matchup is not without controversy. Critics, including longtime trainer Abel Sanchez, have called it ridiculous, citing the size disparity as a decisive factor. Sanchez, who coached Gennady Golovkin in two bouts against Canelo, believes Crawford's hand speed and footwork will pose problems early, but Canelo's power and pressure will overwhelm him by the later rounds. "Anything Canelo hits him with is going to hurt him," Sanchez told FightHub TV, predicting a stoppage between the 9th and 12th rounds. He pointed to Crawford's last fight at 154 pounds against Israil Madrimov, where the weight appeared to affect his performance, as evidence that 168 pounds will be a bridge too far. "Crawford's a heck of a fighter at his own weight, but the size difference will matter," he added. Former world champion and promoter Oscar De La Hoya, who once backed Crawford to upset Canelo, has since reversed his stance. In an interview with Brian Mazik, De La Hoya acknowledged the fight's appeal but emphasized Canelo's physical advantages. "Canelo will be 200 pounds in that ring," he said, highlighting the challenge Crawford faces. While he praised Crawford's courage, De La Hoya believes the size factor will prove insurmountable. "If Crawford pulls it off, he'll be the messiah of fighters," he conceded, but maintained that a good little man rarely beats a good big man in boxing history. Virgil Ortiz, a rising star at 154 pounds, echoed these sentiments in a conversation with the Ring magazine. Ortiz, who hopes to face Crawford if he returns to junior middleweight, predicted a very clear win for Canelo. "Crawford gets hit, and you can't afford to do that against someone like Canelo," he said, noting that Canelo's speed and power make him a dangerous foe. Ortiz acknowledged Crawford's skill but argued that simply bulking up to 168 pounds doesn't equate to belonging in the division. "It's just different," he concluded. Despite the skepticism, Crawford remains unfazed. His perfect record speaks to his adaptability, having conquered every opponent from 135 to 154 pounds. His last outing, a hard-fought decision over Madrimov to claim the WBA junior middleweight title, showcased his resilience, even if it hinted at the challenges of moving up in weight. Crawford insists his skill set, speed, switch hitting, and ring IQ will trump Canelo's physicality. Canelo's got power, but those guys he knocked out aren't as skillful as me, he said, referencing Canelo's stoppages of fighters like James Kirkland and Amir Khan. Crawford's confidence is rooted in a lifetime of defying doubters, and the prospect of facing a bigger, stronger opponent only fuels his motivation. Canelo, meanwhile, is coming off a unanimous decision over William Skull in May 2025, a performance that drew mixed reviews. While he dominated, his inability to land significant punches against Skull's lateral movement raised questions about his adaptability against elusive opponents. Legendary former champion Roy Jones Jr., speaking at the International Boxing Hall of Fame ceremony, emphasized that Canelo's strategy will be the deciding factor. If Canelo fights the wrong fight, he's going to lose, Jones said, suggesting that an overly aggressive approach could play into Crawford's hands, while a measured pressure-based game plan could exploit the size advantage. Jones' insight underscores the tactical chess match awaiting fans, with Canelo's ability to counter Crawford's slick style hanging in the balance. The fight's promotional machinery is already in full swing. Organized by Saudi Arabia's Riyadh season in collaboration with UFC President Dana White and the Saudi entertainment company Sela, the event marks White's first venture into boxing promotion. The first boxing fight I get to promote is Canelo versus Crawford? It's a once-in-a-lifetime fight, White said, highlighting the bout's historic nature. A three-city press tour is planned for late June, with stops in Riyadh, New York, and Las Vegas, to drum up global interest. The venue remains unconfirmed, with Allegiant Stadium, home of the NFL's Las Vegas Raiders, as the leading candidate, though scheduling conflicts with a UNLV football game may necessitate adjustments. T-Mobile Arena, where both fighters have headlined blockbuster events, is a viable fallback option. The fight's global reach is amplified by its broadcast on Netflix, a platform that ensures millions will tune in. Saudi Arabia's growing influence in boxing, evidenced by Canelo's reported $400 million four-fight deal with Riyadh season, adds another layer of intrigue. The kingdom's General Entertainment Authority chairman, Turki Al-Sheikh, hailed the matchup as a clash of two legends, promising an unforgettable spectacle. For Canelo, the fight represents a return to Las Vegas, where his fanbase consistently packs arenas, while Crawford aims to prove he can steal the spotlight in enemy territory. As September 13th approaches, the boxing community remains divided. Some see Canelo's size, power, and experience at 168 pounds as insurmountable obstacles for Crawford. Others believe Crawford's technical brilliance and adaptability could produce one of the sport's greatest upsets. The debate extends beyond the ring, touching on broader questions about legacy, courage, and the essence of a super fight. Canelo, at 35, and Crawford, nearing 38, are both showing signs of mortality. Canelo's flat performance against Skull, Crawford's late rally against Madrimov, but their elite status remains unquestioned. For fans, the allure lies in the uncertainty. Will Canelo's pressure and power break Crawford's resolve, or will Crawford's speed and cunning unravel the Mexican icon? The answer will unfold in Las Vegas, where two true fighters, not YouTuber fighters, as Canelo quipped, will leave everything in the ring. "We're going to give the fans a show," Crawford promised, a sentiment Canelo echoed. "On September 13th, I'm ready to show I'm the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world." The stage is set for a night that could etch their names deeper into boxing's pantheon, a clash where strategy, skill, and heart will determine who emerges as the sport's ultimate king.